Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My name's Mark, and we have some visitors here on the farm all the way from Jamaica. So we have Luke here,
hey.
And we have Reese. No, Reese is here, and we have Alex up there. So how did you guys like the farm?
I liked it a lot.
You like the animals? Did you have a favorite animal?
Yes. Yeah, my favorite animal was
a bunny
George.
rabbit.
George the sheep. What about you?
My favorite animal was a bunny rabbit.
A bunny rabbits. And did you have a favorite one? Levi. Levi the horse. The horse up front. The male horse.
oh, yeah.
So, and you guys have questions, right?
I want to know how editing is like.
How everything...
How editing the videos.
How editing goes. So editing, of course, I do the videos on the Saturday and Sunday, and then I will edit using Premiere Pro, and usually takes me a couple hours, depending on the footage I have and how much footage, and if I have some drone footage in there. So Alex, did you have a question?
How long does it take to make a video?
How long does it take? Well, I usually will start on Saturday. Sometimes, like today, I'm starting on Sunday because, of course, we were busy doing all kinds of things. So, probably takes me only about an hour to do the video, and then, of course, again, a few hours to edit. So we are heading into the city. So these guys are heading back in a couple days, and they are going to visit their great Grammy in the city.
So I learned today that only girl mosquitoes can bite you because boys mosquitoes don't lay eggs, and girl mosquitoes girl mosquitoes lay eggs by blood.
Very good, yes. And the male mosquitoes have these fuzzy antennas on their head.
Yeah.
And the female mosquitoes have a probe that sticks out of the front.
Wait a second.
And that's how they get the blood.
So any baby mosquitoes are basically ugly.
So that's it. So we are going to head into the city and drop these guys off, and then we'll be back here on the farm to do a tour.
And the boy mosquitoes don't live way less than the girl mosquitoes.
Do they? Well, I don't know about age, so that's an interesting fact. We were just getting all the kids in the car, and you know how difficult that can be. Hi, George. So it took a little bit longer, but it was actually good because we had somebody drive in the driveway here to pick up the two other goats. So the boys went home last week to their new place, and today it is the two girls, which is, I believe it's both girls, Lilly and Daisy Bell. So we have some proud new goat owners.
Still two of my favorites.
And they're going to their new home.
Everybody's come to say goodbye.
Okay, go right in. Yeah, that horse may. Whoops, right.
There's Daisy Bell, and there is
Lily.
Lily.
Is that one gonna call Mom? Is that one gonna call Mom?
Do I need to get you anything else? You're good. You got your hay. You got your feed.
Are they okay right now? Are they okay?
Yeah.
And that's an
Mom then?
I like that.
That's an interesting kennel.
Why are they calling Mom then?
Daisy Bell's looking over.
Okay, girls.
Or boys?
Yeah.
And boys?
No, those are just two girls, Lily and Daisy Bell, heading off to their new home, and we'll zip them up. Okay, it is now starting to rain pretty good, so I'm going to put the camera away and drive these guys into the city, and we'll see you back shortly. And we're back. Now it is later in the afternoon because we had a gender reveal party well, Terry used to work with kids back years ago, and one of the first kids that she worked with is now having a baby years later. So we had a big gender reveal party, which was a huge hit.
Do them at the same time.
Yeah,
same time.
Same time.
You gotta be the girl. She's gonna agree.
1, 2, 3.
So those were eggs that they used, and what happened was they had, I think it was 6 eggs of pink and 6 eggs of blue. And they were all hard-boiled except for one, which was the gender. So it is a boy. So I've never seen it done like that, and it's pretty cute. Now something I've been working on the last few days here, we had a cut in the line underneath there. So what I ended up doing is installing a plug at that point and then running a conduit in so it's all nice and protected. And of course now we have to work on the stairs. There were a couple that were rotted, so we replaced those. We took out the rotten railing, which I think we're going to leave open because when we get grains and hay, we can back right up, kind of like a loading dock. All right, so one thing I forgot to mention this morning was the visitors we had from Jamaica. So who are those visitors? So Tara's aunt, she actually lives in Jamaica. She's lived all over the world over the years, but she's now residing in Jamaica. And those 3 kids were her grandchildren. Her parents are moving from one location to another, and she spent 7 weeks in Kenora, Ontario, beautiful Lake of the Woods, with the kids. They'd never been to Canada before. So they thought it was really cool. Now choosing hay. So this is basically a mixture hay. It's got some alfalfa in it. It's got some wild grasses in it. And it comes in flakes. So usually I think what we're feeding them is about 1/3 to 1/2 a bale, basically. And as I've mentioned before, you want to make sure if you're buying hay to have a look in it. Now they are in wafers. Now take a look and take the wafer apart and have a look at it and just make sure that there's no mold. You want to give it a nice little tap. Make sure it's not dusty either, because that can lead to what Hannibal had, which is called heaves. And that is from sticking their nose in the bale of hay. Usually it's the large bales, and getting that good stuff further in. Of course, then they're breathing it in and they get all that dust and mold and debris in their lungs, and then they have this coughing spell that just goes on and on. Now Hannibal has been doing very well since he's come on the farm. We haven't heard him cough too much at all, actually, so it is good. So it looks like he's making a full recovery. It looks like they heard me or smelt the hay. Do you want some of this, guys? All right, here you go. 1 and 2. Okay, now I separated it because they tend to argue at times. I should actually make 3 piles there. Here, let me take some of this here. Billy! Pile. Come on, Billy. There, 4 piles. Nah, that'll work good. Come on, Billy. Okay, while we're waiting for Billy to come, which he's just staring at us through the bush, they do have a lot of grass up here, but of course, fresh grass, green grass, doesn't have a lot of moisture in it. So hay has a lot of substance to it, so it fills them up a lot better than just your regular grass. So they graze pretty much during the day, and out here there is some greens that are around, so it's always good to have the greens. They get out, they get that exercise, but this is kind of their entree, so to speak. Right, buddy? Oh, is that good? Oh boy. There we go. See, Billy? Now usually calling them and giving them some kind of treat or some kind of food that they enjoy. Oh, sorry, I touched your butt. Okay, go eat. You get into that pattern, and then generally when they hear your voice, they come running. Quite often, sometimes when we're up at the house and Tara's speaking a little loudly to somebody else, not the animals, all of a sudden all the animals come running in from the back field. What's going on? What are we getting? What are we feeding? There's been some comments about Levi. Now that Bobby's gone, are you going to put Levi up in the back with the other ponies? So likely not, because there's still Carl and Billy in the back there, and they seem to be getting along great. They're buddies. You often see Levi running around chasing the boys, and then vice versa, the boys chasing. So they're getting along great back there. And Levi doesn't get along quite so well with Shadow. And Shadow's been a little moody lately because we've got the new pony that came in called Daisy. And of course George, we saw George earlier in the video. George is busy eating. And Moira. Moira's still a little shy. So of course Daisy, it looks like your ponytail is kind of falling down, Daisy. It's gotta come up. There, how's that? There, just go behind the ear, eh, girl? So she seems to be doing, she's up and around. Now the farrier is gonna be making visits, I believe every 2 to 3 weeks, until we can get some correction done. The first one was a good outlook, but it's still that back left leg that is gonna need quite a bit of work. So she's standing more upright now on these other 3, which is great. Right, Daisy? Are you feeling good? Hey? So Shadow, our other pony that didn't have the little filly, which is in the back. Meadow is the filly and Willow is the mom. So Shadow had taken very quickly to little Meadow. So she's the aunt. And now Daisy came by, so it's kind of like Shadow has kind of wanted to, you know, mentor Daisy and comfort her. So it's very nice. Now Daisy has been heard talking to Levi up front, and who knows, maybe Daisy, when she's getting better and able to, walk comfortably and run and trot, and we see that action, maybe we will put her up front even with Levi, or we'll put them in with we're not quite sure at this point, but it's going to be some time, right, Sheldon? Yes, you're getting along wonderfully with her, aren't you? Aren't you? Yes, you are. Oh, Sheldon. Sheldon's just got these little horns, so he's over a year old now, coming up to be an adult soon, aren't you, buddy? Yeah, once December rolls around, you should be an adult, which dogs and goats, basically 18 months is kind of adulthood for them. How's everybody doing? Oh, the salt lick. I've just spoken of salts before. It's good, especially during the hot summer days, which it isn't today, because it helps retain water and then gives them a little bit of essential minerals. So that is good. But what are you guys doing? So these are the Muscovy ducks. Hi, guys. And Sam. Oh, Sam. Hi. Hi, Snow. What are you doing, eh? Yes. Oh, just as I'm talking about how you've gotten over the heaves, buddy. But it's not very often. I haven't heard you cough in a long time. So that's what heaves basically sounds like, a cough. Right, Hannibal, an old man cough. These Muscovy ducks are hilarious. What are you guys doing? Are you trying to tell me something? Is there a boy? There's a boy stuck in a well? What is it? You guys are funny. These are about the only ducks that you can actually pet here on the farm. You get, and even not so much. But you can get back there. Maybe they just want to be on the camera. So this is Holly. So this is the little girl that we've kept. And we have kept one more, which is Billie Jean. BJ, which is over by Mom. So Mom is Petunia. And Billie Jean is Billie Jean. Billie Jean, and they look the same, right? Mom and daughter. Now looking at Sheldon's horns and looking at Petunia's horns, you can see the difference. They're quite a bit larger. Hey, what do I have? Do I have something? No. I turned around and noticed the guineas are actually in here. So they don't usually, like the guinea keats. So they've been hanging around up front. So all 5 of them are there. It looks like there are 3 pearl, which are the brown ones there. They're going to turn into the, just like Mom, the spotted. And then, of course, the little ones are going up too. And then the light colored ones over there are going to be the lavender, which is more like this one here. Actually, Mom is a lavender. I think. There's a few moms in the mix. But it looks like they're going up to roost. Even the little ones. So it looks like we're going to see the little ones. They're just trying to get some height. There we go. Up. And that's how you tell it's nighttime on the farm. Or getting there anyway. The sun's going down. Well, it's been kind of overcast. And the little ones head up to roost. Okay, so what else is going on in here? So they spent most of the day in here because it was raining. So we have Daisy. We've opened up this area here. This is when we built the shelter, we had that little gate area that we can open up and we can have a stall so they can get out of the rain. So it's just temporarily blocked off from there across. Right, Daisy? Yes. Then we have Meadow and, Mama's not in there. So we have the 4 alpacas. Paula's back in there and Marley is just back behind Shanzy here and then Barry over here. There's Mama. Mama Willow. Nope, that's Shadow. Willow's here. Oh, I'm getting all mixed up. How are you doing, Willow? Willow has been a little standoff. Yeah, see those ears? Oh, I guess you didn't. I didn't. The ears went back. So you always want to watch the ears when dealing with horses because that can tell you quite a bit, right, Hannibal? We have Turbo in here. Are you guys getting ready for bed? Yes, I know. I should have been out here earlier. Bronwyn. Hey, girl. Hi. This is, what do you want? Bronwyn gets mistaken for a ram a lot of the times, and you can probably see why. It's those majestic horns that she has. Tinker, what are you doing? You're eating wood? Okay, so back in here, I don't know how well you'll see this, how well focus will work. Oh, it's not bad. You can see the hen. So this is the peahen, and she's actually sitting on another nest. So that's interesting because we lost the other 2 pea chicks, and it is quite late in the season. But I think if she does hatch out some little pea chicks, we're going to have to bring them into the building. Prince only has 1 feather left, just dangling off the back. So they do molt out. And during the winter, his tail will grow back, probably about 6 feet long, approximately 6.5 feet long. And by late winter, early spring, he'll be inside the building with his gorgeous tail. So they do that because, of course, mating season is in the spring, and they want to prep up and look good for the occasion. Fernando the turkey up front, I don't think we've seen him. We may have seen him this morning, but he has, we'll have to go find him. He has 1 feather also just sticking up. So he tilts his tail towards the person that he likes. So now it just kind of looks like he's pointing because he's only got 1 feather. Pigeons are flying around in the yard. So that's, it's nice to see. Earlier today, I didn't have the camera. Actually, I had my phone, I pulled it out, and there was a whole flock of them flying around the yard, and it was just really nice to see. And of course, as soon as I pulled my camera out, they were gone. They flew off. So the ducklings are scattered pretty much all over the place. They're pretty independent. You can see there's 2 that are here in the river, eating little bugs and all the good stuff. And then you see one swimming here. And oh, over on the other side of the pond, looks like it's the majority of them over by Blackie. So they're becoming very independent. So one thing I don't know if I mentioned, I think I might have mentioned it in the last video, Fernando's two girls, his two hens, they actually went to another farm. So Fernando wasn't really paying any attention to them. He was fighting with them, if anything. And we actually had 3 in the spring, and due to his mating / fighting, not quite sure what he was doing, one of them had died. So we locked up the 2 girls. They sat on a nest and had one little pullet. And when somebody, oh, squirrel. It's there. I get those comments. Did somebody see the squirrel at this time? Anyway, get out of my squirrel moment. So somebody called up and said, is that Fernando's little pullet? And he says, yep. He says, oh, definitely, I want that one. So, so he went along with the 2 moms. So I'm not sure where he is. Let's call him out. Fernando! That's Prince. Fernando, are you over here? Yeah, there he is, right there. Fernando! Yeah, I called you and you didn't answer back. Hey buddy, you're eating. See his snood? How it's sticking up like a little unicorn? So when he eats and he's not trying to impress people, his snood goes up. Now look at it, it's going down. He's like, oh, I gotta get into impression mode here. Make a good impression, hey bud? Show us your tail. Show us your one feather on your tail. What is it? What do you think? Do you like being on camera? He loves cameras. Okay, what if I back up? No, you're just gonna leave your tail down. Well, anyway, there's the one feather that is sticking out. Oh, Fernando. Okay, yeah, you go back and you eat. Now that his snood's back down, it's gonna get in the way of his eating. Silly boy. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. It was kind of a rainy day. I felt like there could have been so much more potential, but well, we'll go with this. You know, just one of those rainy, dreary Sunday afternoons. Now, I do have a Patreon channel, and I can put that link down in one of these 2 corners along with the subscribe button. So be sure to click on subscribe if you haven't done so already, and check out our Patreon channel, as I do upload other extra content to people who support us on Patreon. So that's it. Have a wonderful week and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.